What's up, boys and girls, cats and squirrels? Today on Giraffe In, G-string, we're doing something a little bit different, and today we're doing a reaction video. Normally I do podcasts or just, quick little shorts. I want to do a reaction video because I came across this video a couple days ago, and I needed to sit down and fully digest this in its entirety. So we're about to go into this.
They think you're better than them. That's why they have to say it like that. That's why they're even acting out in the first place, is because your mere presence provoked them. You literally existing, showing up, triggered their insecurities. They feel
Really,
humbled,
did?
so they want to humble you back. It's insecure
Okay.
behavior. Hey, bestie. Welcome to the Spoiled Girly Support Group pod.
Before we continue anymore, I just want to trigger warning. Fellas, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are triggered by the word insecure, she says it 14,397 times throughout this entire video. Insecure, insecure, insecure. Again, before we go any further, I pulled up a tab on what the word insecure means. Not firmly fixed, liable to give way or break. Okay. Number 2, of a person, not confident or assured, uncertain, and anxious. So moving forward, now that we have a definition on what the word insecure is, keep that in mind. And whenever she uses it, I want you to look at the context she uses it in, and then I want you to go back to the definition on what insecure is.
Where we talk about how to get that bag while also securing your own bag. I'm your host, Elle, and let's get into it. On today's episode, we are talking about men's obsession with humbling women and how it's because they themselves feel humbled and thus need to project the emotions towards us. But before we get into it,
Already, we need to stop again. What are we, like 30 seconds in? So she's already said a couple things that if you've already... So men need to project themselves onto women and they need to be humbled. I have a couple questions. Let's just look at this in reality. Are men called short kings, or is it women who are called short kings? Okay. Also, who lives in a reality only based on whatever they feel? Now, before we get into the video, I'll shout out the video she's about to go into. On average, when people ask, rate yourself from 1 to 10, on average, women will say 10. So if everyone's perfect, or every woman's perfect, or every woman's already a 10, where's the average woman? We now live in a society that feels comfortable just lying to women. Okay, if every woman's a 10, some women wear makeup. Let's just break down the word makeup. Makeup. If you put it on your face, what are you making up? What needs to be made up? Your face? Though you were a 10. There's something else in makeup called a concealer. What are you concealing? Okay, I'll let you continue there.
I need you to hit the like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you never miss a Spoiled Girly episode. With that being said, let's get into it.
Okay.
What's your costume?
I'm Aurora, like Sleeping Beauty.
You're what?
Sleeping Beauty, and she's Maleficent.
I don't know what the hell is that.
It's a Disney movie. I'm a Disney princess, and she's like the villain in my movie.
I swear, I have been in conversations with people and they will say like the craziest things just to keep the conversation going. Like, we full well know that this man knows who Sleeping Beauty is, but he's going to pretend that he doesn't so that she would get all worked up and try to talk to him more. Like,
There's an ad, but 1 second. We're going to let the ad play, but I need to put down that. She said before the commercial, before the video played about projecting, about men need to project. She's already created an entire dialogue for this man saying he's lying. He's antagonizing her because everyone knows about Sleeping Beauty. Now, I'm 33 years old. There's certain cartoons, shows, and videos I've just not watched and haven't, been hip to. So the idea that men need to be humbled and men are insecure, men project. A man said, hey, I don't know what Sleeping Beauty is. She's already said he's a liar. So 10 seconds into the video she's watching, she's already diagnosed this man to be a liar. But I'll let her non-biased reaction continue.
It's all right. People know what it is.
I watch like Game of Thrones.
Okay. It's all right. People know what it is.
I love how his opinion didn't really matter to her. She's like, okay, well, people know what it is. You don't. A little uncultured.
Okay, this is what again also I feel is very weird. I don't think he was being uncultured or trying to insult her. If me and you were having a conversation and I asked you about, hey, do you watch The Walking Dead? And your reply to me is no, I think it's time to change topics. It's not that it's your inability to convey that you don't know what it is or you're trying to insult me. We don't have anything in common about that particular topic. But again, she's already diagnosed this man to be a liar and to antagonize women. But I'll let her continue. Let's go.
Well, hey, as a beautiful woman like you, how often do you get complimented?
How often do I get complimented? She can answer.
You got a
How
deep
often-
voice.
My voice is gone. Like that's why it's deep.
I love how he starts off with a compliment and then follows it with an insult. It's like a jab cross combo of men who neg you. He already knows that she's pretty and she's beautiful, but he has to like insert an insult there.
Like, oh, you're so beautiful, but you have a deep voice.
I've always wondered why men keep doing this, and I have two reasons. Number one, this is how they talk to their bros. Like, one reason why I can't be around men and ever be friends with men is because they're just not nice to each other. Like, I don't vibe with how they talk with each other. And that's probably because I'm not a man. I don't get it. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing and they need to change because it probably serves a higher social purpose. And that's why they talk to each other this way. I just know that it's not my vibe and I don't want to be around it. Like, the closer guys are to each other, the more they love each other, the more they will insult each other. Like, that's their love language. And it works for them. But if they are using that same way of speaking to women, it just shows that they're not used to talking to women. It's giving women avoid me. And their lackluster social skills, the inability to code switch, is the reason why women avoid them. Men who are at some level socially literate know that they cannot talk to women the same way that they talk to their bros. So any man who talks to women like that, nagging, insulting women, especially when you just met them, that's a sign that they haven't had much interaction with women. And that's all you need to know. Like, if other women knew better to avoid them, you should do the same. The vibe is immature with these men, and it's not your job to teach them how to be a proper grown adult, how to talk to other proper grown adults. Men don't owe women compliments, so we're not really expecting to be complimented. And to be honest, compliments from men, they just don't hit as much as compliments from other women. I'm saying no. Like, okay, you think I'm beautiful? Okay. But even the common human decency to not.
So before I let her continue pontificating literally about nothing, I want to knock down a couple of her things. So she mentions the cross jab of men negging. Let's just look at the context of the conversation. If you look at his channel, his whole thing is going up to women and asking them, hey, can you rate yourself? What is your outfit? What are you looking for in a man? If he's so insecure, would he be able to have garnished such a following on going up and interacting with strangers at during different times of the night, different times during the day, different settings, different places? But that's right, he's insecure. Now, about the cross jab, I don't think it's a cross jab or a neg thing because, again, let's look at the context of the video. Did she have a deep voice when they were talking? Oh, that's right, she did. So I don't think a man stating an objective truth, something that's in reality, something that's happening right now in the present of the conversation, hey, you're beautiful, but your voice is deep. And to follow it up to prove that it's not an insult, she goes, yeah, my voice is deep, I lost it. So if me and you were walking down the street and I say, hey, there's dirt on your sneakers, am I calling you dirty or am I telling you, hey, there's dirt on your sneakers and I'm stating a fact? I'm not insulting your wardrobe. I'm not insulting your sneakers. I'm saying, hey, your sneakers are dirty. I then want to continue that I feel like the last part she just says, or compliments from men don't hit the same like compliments from women. Sound a little bit sexist. Now, again, I don't know her orientation, nor does her orientation matter, but I tell women this, do not get advice from other women because it's some of the worst advice ever. A comedian years ago said, Patrice O'Neill said this: if you want to catch fish, you ask a fisherman. You do not get the fish. Now, it's an analogy. I'm not saying women are fish and men are fishermen. What I'm saying is, at large, most of the time, it is men going up to women, figuring out a way to talk to them and have a conversation. Now, again, yes, men do not owe women compliments and women do not owe men anything. But if we are in a society where, again, we're heterosexual, some of us are heterosexual and some of us do want to procreate, if I tell you you're beautiful, I'm not trying to insult you or make you uncomfortable. Hey, I think you're beautiful and that's all. Keep it going. But if we can no longer even speak to the opposite sex, that's a problem. Now, again, let's continue with this, but I want to hit on something else. She says men are projecting and we're insulting and we have lackluster communication skills. I just want to ask you guys a question. Who is it that posts a lot of videos calling men gym creeps? And at large, most of the time, it is women who are in the gym with the back of their shirt tucked into the back of their pants, wearing half naked up top, just wearing like a gym bra. And if a man looks, you're a creep, you're a problem. And in fact, if you don't believe me, Joey Swole has literally an entire TikTok page, you need to do better, of videos of women trying to say you're a creep, you're disgusting, you're a weirdo, destroying an entire man's life just for looking and glancing. Now, I want to ask you questions. If you can see, what grabs your attention? Movement. So not only am I in a gym in a public space where I all pay either, let's say low end $10 a month at Planet Fitness to high end couple $100 a month, New York City sports clubs and just LA fitnesses and just better gyms. So if you go to a public space and film someone and someone looks at you for moving, that's an issue. So men can no longer look at women glancing. I can no longer, based on what she's saying, I can't even talk to him because if I say that they're beautiful, I have lackluster social skills. Who is projecting? Who is insecure? Who seems like they need to control the entire narrative for not only themselves, but us as men? But okay, I want to let her continue.
Insult someone. Like, that's the bare minimum. And their below bare minimum low effort selves couldn't even reach the bare minimum to not insult women. Like, if someone at their ripe old age cannot comprehend that, the second reason as to why men love to nag women, to humble women, is because they themselves feel humbled. Everything is projection. You need to internalize.
Okay, I'm so happy at this point she says everything is projection. So I want to ask you guys another question. I don't know if I said it before, and this is like my second time trying to record this. Is it men or women called short kings? Is it men or women who get a green light and a pass? Body positivity. I'm 33 years old, so growing up in the 90s, there was Big Pun, Fat Joe, Bone Crusher. Big Pun, when I was growing up, no matter how good of a lyricist or rapper he was, everyone was like, dude, you need to lose weight. You're great, but you're gonna die. Where's Big Pun now? R.I.P. Big Pun. His best friend brother, Fat Joe. Fat Joe was even told he needs to lose weight. He lost weight. Ruben Studdard, but like 2008, 2009, won American Idol. Big dude. He was like, yo, you're good, but you need to lose weight. 2022. Lizzo. Body positivity. And again, everyone has different appeal on what someone looks like. So forget away the appeal of liking big, beautiful women, BBWs, plus size women, whatever. The CDC, World Health Organization, and doctors tell you being overweight, being plus a certain size, having certain body mass index past a certain amount, it's unhealthy. It leaves you susceptible to diseases, heart attack, stroke, cancers, degenerative diseases. At what point are we going to acknowledge we now live in a society where we allow some women to just lie to themselves and be hunky-dory with living a lie? But men, I'm a short king, I'm if I don't do certain things, I'm not a real man. If you've ever noticed, not in her video, but in some other videos, or have you ever heard some women say in certain videos, if you not a real man, if you not paying my bills, you not supporting me. So I'm only a real man as long as I'm supplying or doing exactly what you say. The thing that's amazing about it is women have never been men, but women, since I've been alive, have always felt comfortable dictating the guidelines and parameters on what a man is and isn't. Everything is projection. So being as she said this 4 minutes into an 18-minute video, if everything is projection, is that her like coming to like her own acknowledgement that this entire video is projection? This entire video and videos like this are so bad and a detriment, not only to the dating community, but just like women. Because again, we're 4 minutes in and 10 seconds in, I've already summed up this entire woman. I've already summed her up. You have a preconceived notion about men based on your experiences. Now, I know your experiences are yours, so they cultivate how you see the world, and that's totally fine. But if you are now projecting your one linear sight on men, because she's not saying some men, she's saying men. She's generalizing all this. Because with me, I'm saying some, because again, I cannot generalize for all women. I am not all women. I have not dealt with all women. And my experiences are only afforded to the people I've allowed it. As a man, I have to take accountability for the actions I've taken and the things people have done to me. Why? Because you can't do none to me I don't allow you to do. I gave you an affordance to do some messed up stuff to me. So I can't go around living my life like, oh, it's your fault, your fault. Okay, if it's their fault, how did they get close to me? How did they become my friend? How did this happen? I allowed this to happen. You know, there are certain situations and things that are not, I'm not trying to victim blame, but there are just certain times and things you have to look back and go, I'm in this situation because of X. I've been here before. Now, again, mistakes happen, but if you're making the constant same mistake at repetition, you're willingly doing that. Willingly doing that. Men have to live in this reality where, again, if I'm not, there's average men. I have to be in shape. And the reason why I say I have to be in shape is because, again, yes, there are women out there who love big men, husky men. But if I live my life through the periscope of what other people like, my life is going to be miserable because what do I like? What does Jonathan like? What does this woman really like outside the realms of this, whatever this is? Because this is bad. This is no bueno. And I say it's no bueno not because her point of view is bad, but her view on men in a whole are bad. Because again, not all women are bad. But if you look at this video, okay, you say the word insecure a bunch of times, but let's just go back to what the word insecure means. The word insecure, does this describe the man she's watching? It does not. He's garnished a massive following going up to women. Now, let's not act like, again, if every woman's a 10, who's dating the average man? Now, I'm not saying women have to lower their standards. Go after who you are attracted to and who you like. But if every woman's a 10, but men can gauge themselves and be like, you know what? On a 1 to 10, I'm maybe a 6. But no, you have a nice personality. No. You said looks. And looks, I gotta, I do dress nice, I smell good, but I am a little bit chubby. I am overweight. I have to acknowledge that the opposite sex may like something outside of what I just am. And if I want to have kids, have relationship, and be able to operate in different fields, right? That's why this one conversation, and this isn't in the video, but this is why the conversation of if body count matters, and there's two sides of the field. Me as a man, for a woman, you control sex. If you want to sleep with me, you can. If you don't, you're not going to. So as a man, I have to not change my personality, but I have to be able to navigate different personalities, different character traits, different genres of them. When I say genres, I mean races, because Puerto Rican, Dominican, Angolan, French, German, Ecuadorian, all those women have different idioms. They're all different, not only culturally, but just what is acceptable and what they've grown up in culturally. And if you've grown up in a culture that TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and X or your news sources and all you're digesting is man hate, man hate, man hate, you know what you're going to do? You're going to hate men. And again, like I said, according to her, within the first 10 seconds, insecure men are projecting. But if you look at the exchange, hey, you know, I like your outfit. What are you? Oh, I've never seen Sleeping Beauty. He's a liar. You know, he knows. Oh, you know, you're beautiful, but your voice is deep. Oh, he's negging. He's definitely doing this. Who's the one projecting? Who's the one trying to control an entire narrative for a person she's never met, a man she's watching a video of? So again, if this is the mindset of women, it's so terrible, because it's like, off rip, you already have a preconceived notion. Every man is garbage. Every man's going to insult you. And every man has lackluster social skills. And every man's going to project. But I'll let her continue.
This because this changed my life. Whenever someone isn't treating you right or talking to you right, it's not you. They're humbling you because they themselves feel humbled. So from this interaction, we see that this man, he felt insecure relative to this girl, so he had to bring up something that he thinks will be an insecurity for her, because a lot of men, they love to
If words like, I don't know if you know this, but using the word that you're trying to define someone as, and then define humbled. Humbled is when you're humbling someone. No. So if words don't matter, words, no. I do not think this man is going out his way. Again, based on the video of what we've seen so far, where's the humbling? Hey, let me see your outfit. Oh, you know, that's nice. What are you, Sleeping Beauty? I don't know. I watch Game of Thrones. Okay, cool. You're beautiful, but your voice is deep. How many compliments do you get? Where in that exchange do you see any narcissism, need to be humbling, insecure? In fact, it seems like two confident people have an exchange where they both went conversation check. Hey, here you go. I don't watch what you watch. All right, let's go something else. Where can we go if you say I like lollipops and I say I do not? Are we then going to discuss why I don't? Hey, I just don't. That's my preference. We can either hyper focus on the one thing we don't have in common, or maybe find new avenues of commonality. But again, I'll let her continue.
insult women by telling them that they're manly, their voice is too deep, their bone structure is manly, blah blah blah. Like, they love to insult women that they're manly. But she was like, you know what? This is my voice. It is what it is. Okay. He felt insecure relative to her, so he had to bring up an insecurity. Like, out of all the things that he could have picked, he picked something that was transient. She's not gonna have that voice next week. So you need to be awake to the
Okay, so let's play. She just said you're picking on something that's transient. Okay, again, relative to right now. Are they having this interview, interaction, and conversation next week? Or are they having it right now when her voice is hoarse? And in fact, she said herself, when he said your voice is deep, oh yeah, I lost my voice. That's why it's deep. Where's the insult? So again, you just created this whole narrative in your brain about something that isn't there, that does not exist. Oh, it's transient. They could have this conversation in a week, but are they? Are they filming in the future? Are they filming right now? So in the current, right now conversation, them face to face, she had a deep voice. Now, if she didn't had a deep voice and he said that, you would be totally right. The grounds of everything you're saying would be 100% right, but they're not, because her voice is in fact right now deep. So again, what are you talking about right now? This is why I say videos like this are such a detriment to dating, because you're getting advice from a woman based on, again, her type of men she's dated, the men she's allowed to be in her life. Not saying that she's dated all the guys, but you allow a certain type of men based on the energy and vibe you like. So the bad experiences that may or may not have happened in your life have happened because you've allowed certain things. I've picked bad friends. I've had friends rob me. I've had friends hack my internet. I've had people in my life I thought loved me do really terrible things. And you know what I do? I can't go you, because at the end of the day I go, you were in my life because I allowed you there. So everything that happened at one point or another has to fall back onto me. Again, if we live in this world where no one is accountable of their actions, and like there's just this absent on we don't understand the words we're saying. We just say words at repetition because it makes us feel right, but it is not. This is not right at all.
The ways that people try to put you down, and it's not you, it's them. They want to put you down because just by you showing up has already put them down. That's your power. And I know you're a kind-hearted girly. You're not arrogant, and you don't want to believe that people think that you're better than them. You don't want to believe that people put you on a pedestal, but they do. Okay? They do think you're better than them. They do put you on a pedestal above them. That's what insecure people always say.
So you think you're better than me?
When you don't think you're better than them, but they do, they think you're better than them. That's why they have to say it like that. That's why they're even acting out in the first place, is because your mere presence provoked them. You literally existing, showing up, triggered their insecurities. They feel humbled, so they want to humble you back. It's insecure behavior. And for the longest time, I have struggled with this. For the longest time, I have wondered, why are people so mean to me? And I refuse to believe this. Everyone who loves me, who cares for me, tells me this. They're just jealous. I refuse to believe it. I'm like,
What's there to be jealous about? Like, I literally just show up and these people were mean to me.
and you know what? There's a lot to be jealous about. I don't blame them. I'd be jealous of me too if I wasn't me. I'm just not a jealous person. And I know you aren't either. And the reason why us spoiled girlies don't get why people are so mean to us, why people insult us for no reason, is because we don't get the jealousy. Like, we can't empathize. Like, we don't understand because we're not jealous people. Like, multiple people had to.
She just said she can't empathize. I'm gonna Google something really fast. Oh, what do you call someone who lacks empathy? Two psychological terms partly associated with a lack of empathy are sociopath and psychopath. She lacks empathy, but it's men who are insecure, who feel the incessant need to humble women, who are triggered by their mere existence because you existing is a Shangri-La to everyone else. Sounds like a sense of entitlement, but again, she said she cannot empathize with people. Empathy, again, sure. But if you openly say you cannot empathize with someone, no matter the emotion, even if it's jealousy, you go, I can't get it, but you can't see that again. Let's just say your inability to empathize with someone. What if it's not jealousy? What if they're hungry? You ever notice how like a lot of big artists as of lately, like I think it's like Tom Segura, the Machine Dude, and like Brandon Schaub, comedians who openly after a while started calling their fans brokies and poories, and people were just like, yo, I'm attracted from it. If it wasn't for the poories, you wouldn't have been able to get to the point where you're at of success. Now, I'm not rich, I'm not a millionaire, and I can't tell you what's going to happen in the future, but I know that there are different points in everyone's life. And if you can't empathize with someone who's either less fortunate, doesn't have what you have, or again, may have a dislike for you, you have to look back at yourself and be like, hey, why is it that some people don't like me? Now I know you can't like everyone, but for me as a man, there are points in my life where I go, let me just self-reflect. Let me see if there's character flaws or character traits within myself. I need to adjust, not to be a better man for myself, but be a better man, to be a better man for society and the person next door to me, my neighbor, my mother, my sisters, my brothers. You know, everyone out there got family, so it's not even about me. It is about your family. You know what I'm saying? It's not just about me. But
sit me down whenever I would tell them, like, this person was mean to me, blah, blah. And they're like, listen. And for the longest time, I refused to believe it. I just don't get it. Like, I don't get the feeling, okay? I don't understand why people would be mean to people that they're jealous of. Like, why people would be mean to you for no reason. It is so disorienting when people are mean to you in this way because you haven't done anything. And the truth is, they're just jealous. I know you don't get it because you're not a jealous person, but take it from me. They're just jealous.
How often do I get complimented?
Literally all the freaking time.
All the time.
Yes, as deserved. Like, look at her.
Does that make you like jealous a little bit?
No.
Oh, she gets complimented too.
Yeah. Yeah. Really?
Well,
Yes.
not tonight for me. I like this one right here.
No, of course. Like, look at her. She's gorgeous.
She is. Can you give me a spin, princess?
Yes.
Okay, that is classic negging 101. Pitting two women against each other so that they would fight for your attention and validation.
Okay. Now again, I don't see this as negging. The reason why I don't say this as negging is because again, if you look at the video, let's go back a second. Where is it? One girl is a blonde, the other one has black hair. They have two separate types of bodies, one's taller, one's shorter. He says he likes the shorter girl, so he's negging. Men can't even have types. Yes, I get it. There's two people. Would you much rather him go up to them and say, "Hey, I like you both. Give me both your numbers"? Then what would you say then if he went up to them and said, "I like you both. Give me both your numbers"? Or can a man again just have a type and a preference? I do not think it was negging, and I think it was a valid compliment. Now, the reason why I think it was a valid compliment and question to ask her is because he asked her. He asked this girl, "Do you get a lot of compliments?" Her response to him was, "Ask her." So you're engaging with, you're now, someone else is now being involved in the conversation. Oh, she gets compliments all the time. Does it bother you? Do you get compliments? It's a question. I do not think this was classic negging 101. But based on the 7 minutes and 23 seconds of this video, as I said, within the first 10 seconds, and she said insecure 17 times, I was like, yeah, I already know where this is going. I already know that this is going to be an entire video, like low-key, high-key, men bashing based on a very pigeonholed tunnel vision view of men. So so not only can, based on you, because men's compliments don't hit the same as women, so that was sexist, but okay, men can't even compliment women. Men have a lackluster social skills, the way men communicate with each other. Now, I didn't really talk about it, but the way men communicate with each other, I think, is more based in a reality of realism and actual reality. So when men joke with each other, yeah, I'm gonna say an insult, I'm gonna say something to light you up. But you know what's inside that match? Truth. That match, that spark, that's some truth. Now, again, do my friends say, "John, do you get a little bit big, bro? You gotta do some push-ups." Are they laughing? But you know, the one thing they do, they'll get down and do push-ups with me. The thing that's, I say, such a detriment is, again, not every, my mother always says this, not everyone, Jonathan's going to be a size 2 or size 6. And I get it 100%. But not everyone's supposed to be 400 pounds. There are health limitations and restraints on it. Now, again, not everyone, because again, culturally speaking, where you're from, how your parents look, your body's gonna be indicative of what your parents look like, what your parents fed you, what you put in your body. Your 80% of your health is your gut health. What you put inside your body is related to your stomach. But like I said, I don't think this was nagging, but this video was such a detriment to women because one of the reasons why I wanted to react to this and I want to start doing more reaction videos is because I find that in some reaction videos that are men. Now, I'm not knocking the men that do it, but a lot of the videos that come from men, it's going to be hard for a woman to digest the information because if I'm calling you birds, stupid, dummies, and I'm insulting you, you're going to go like, "Yo, this man's hurt." But if I'm talking to you like a normal human being and I'm talking like, "Listen, let's forget the fact you're a woman, you're 10, you're gorgeous, you're all these things. I suppose you're on a pedestal, you this, you're fantastic, I'm beneath you, I'm silly, I can't talk." If me and you just talking about, "Listen, I date women, I try to engage with them, and I've been with women." So if you're not willing to talk to the person that constantly goes out and practices engaging with, talking to, and dealing with women, but you only get advice from women who have picked either bad quality men or just their one specific type, how? Men get rejected from all types of women. Do women like all types of men? Do you think men have more restriction on what they want in a woman? If you ask the average man, a man goes, "I want a woman who's nice, who will respect me, who's beautiful. But you know what? A man will sacrifice beauty for how you treat me, because looks fade. How you treat me, the respect, and just how you uphold yourself as a woman is gonna far exceed you just being a beautiful sack of skin. Because again, there are beautiful women out there, but the moment you open your mouth, you just go, okay, all right, you know, you were a 9, but now you're a 4 because you're silly. What came out of your mouth was silly, and here goes the facts. Okay, men are insecure. All right, you lack empathy. Oh, what? What?
Princess?
Yay!
Okay, that is classic nagging 101. Pitting two women against each other.
Okay, I'm just gonna Google it. What's nagging? Negging 101. Let's look up that. What is an example of negging? That report was terrible, but the subject is convention. I don't usually go for women like you. So, wow, you're actually really interesting. I didn't expect that. I don't. I just. I don't see any backhanded compliments, because again, if we go back to every part in which she says the man was doing something terrible, he's just talking. Oh, hey, you're beautiful, but your voice is deep. Oh, I know, I lost my voice. Where in there does he say your voice is manly? Is her voice in this particular clip when they're talking? Not a week from today, not 13 eons and 2 moons, right now. Is it deep? Okay, so you mean he said something that was in context true in that moment? But I'll let her continue.
So that they would fight for your attention and validation. But it didn't work, obviously. Like, these two girls, they are girls. They're like, whatever. You are not going to pit us against each other. Like, to compete for who? You? Wait. You?
Oh, wait. Whoa. What was that? You notice how she looked down. Remember, like I said, who's insecure? Who needs to project? Who needs to be humbled? So because in this video you heard some things you did not like or hurt your feelings, you now look down because again, he's short. I'm 5'7", 5'8". I can't change my height, but I can change my weight. I can change how I dress. I can change how I smell. I can change my financial bearing. You know what men don't live with is excuses. As a I think I'm 260 pounds. As someone who's 260 pounds, if I told my boys like, yo, bro, I'm a 10, I'm fire, bro, they'd laugh in my face. If I went outside in some dirty bummy clothes and like, yo, bro, this outfit hits, they would laugh in my face. Because I have to live in reality. No one lies to me to make sure my feelings are okay. But that's just crazy though, because again, spoil you girlies. Why do men always feel the need to humble men? But
Like, whatever. You are not going to pit us against each other. Like, to compete for who? You? Wait. You?
oh, because short
Dumb.
men we're
can't.
garbage
I
if we
can't
have an
mean.
idea.
I really can't. Like, I'm so proud of these girls. Like, good for them. Okay, let's end it right there because the rest of the video just gets even more disrespectful, and I'm just not gonna subject you to that. Let's get into the comments.
Do y'all even like women at this point? He was always trying to humble a woman. I think he might like men, y'all.
I read
See, that's another thing. Like she doesn't watch any more of the video. The rest of the video is literally 10 minutes of her reading comments and talking, which my video is already at 38 minutes. I think I've done enough. That's another thing that's very popular. Again, think about it. If it was men who were insecure and need to be humble, how come a very popular go-to is I'm a short king, I'm a simp, oh, and that's right, I'm immediately gay. Because I may not like you, or my opinion difference, or the reality in the world I live in isn't always going to cater to you. Why? Because if I decided to stop working and not be able to pay my rent, give people money, I would be useless. But if a girl was broke, oh, I'm finding my way. As a man, if I'm overweight, yo, bro, you gotta lose weight. That's bad. You're not looking too good. Yo, bro, you standing still. You sweating. What's going on? What's happened? Big girl. Oh, plus size model. You go, queen. Ha ha ha. What? Now again, I've already watched like you said, if you go through it, it's really just her talking. There's no other video about it.
Moving on.
I don't find you funny.
When she the funniest person I ever met, but you have to humble her because she already has the looks and you can't give her too much. Whenever men try to access you, talk to you, they already see your value and they're hoping that you don't. It should be an absolute red flag to you when a man is trying to humble you. When a man wants to keep you insecure, when a man wants to keep you small, when a man discourages you from doing big things.
So I just want to leave it right there. When she's the funniest person I've ever met, but you have to humble her because she already has the looks and you can't give her too much. You can't give her too much if you read it in this context. Not only is it a joke, that's why it's giggling, and you can't give her too much, which means you're already giving because she's the funniest person you met and she's beautiful. So it's not a matter of men needing to humble women or knock them down a peg. I think this was just a joke. This was just a ha ha funny. It's never ha ha funny when the foot is when it's on the other foot. Imagine if a man were to go into a gym and do some of the things women did. There are videos just like that, and it's hilarious. I don't want to watch any more of this. Guys, I've thoroughly had enough fun. The rest of this is just it's really just her to be honest with you, is just more rhetoric of man hating and what she thinks women need to do, which are gonna lead women to just hating on men, being single for long term, having a really skewed and warped perception on what reality is. But listen, Bumblebee Tuna, thank you very much. That's an episode of Giraffe on a G String Reacts.